Shabbat Shalom. This week we read Parshat Yitro. Yitro, or Jethro in English, is Moses' father-in-law, and he comes to dispense some advice to Moses about leading the people. But the highlight of this week's Torah portion is the giving of the Ten Commandments, or, in other words, the revelation of God's presence to the people at Mount Sinai. We look at the Ten Commandments and we see these 10 laws as kind of the essence of Judaism, if you will, or the laws upon which everything else is based. In reality, they are 10 laws, 10 important laws, but the Torah never tells us that these 10 laws might be more important than the others. And yet, we focus on these 10 commandments far more than we do on many of the other laws. Oftentimes, we divide these 10 commandments into two categories: those laws that deal between God and humanity, and those laws that deal between humanity and their fellow human beings. The law that kind of divides the two is Shabbat. On the one hand, Shabbat is a pact between humanity and God. On the other hand, Shabbat is a very precious gift that humanity has been given to share amongst themselves. Why is Shabbat different than all of the other commandments? Well, for one thing, each of the other commandments is telling us to do something so that society, both religious and otherwise, will have a little bit of order. Shabbat, though, is for us, not to give order to society, but to help our lives, to give order to our lives, to give rest to our lives. It's simply a gift. How smart is it to have a day during the week of our busy, incredibly crazy lives, to have moments where we just take time out to spend with the people most important in our lives, to regroup, to rest, to kind of refocus our attention and redirect our energy. Achad Ha'am, the great secular Zionist thinker, was fond of saying, more than the Jews have kept Shabbat, Shabbat has kept the Jews. It is that one unifying piece between people of all Jewish denominations, that one special gift that each of us can have, each of us can possess, and each of us can be a part of. Shabbat Shalom.